जो पहले ऐसे तो मुझे लगता है कि लोगों को लगा कि नहीं यार इसके हिंदी बराबर नहीं है, शायद वो सब डबिंग में है. You know that he's a dubbed actor. He's a dubbed actor. All I can say is that I hope that I make a better decision on who it is, because I know that the next person, that whoever it is, I want that to be my wife. I would definitely say that Bigg Boss helped me get a lot of TV shows after that. I did a lot of shows like Barrister Babu, Chandrasekhar Azad, these kind of TV serials, which TV is amazing too because it's the scope is huge. It was my first dream to be a cricketer. Oh. Yeah, I really wanted to play for India. I was a heavy smoker, more than 2 packets a day. Yeah, and that's a tough one to leave. The other day, I was buying a bottle of water and I said, "Bhai, do pani ka bottle de do, aur wo bhi thanda, ekdam kadak." That guy's face, the guy standing, he literally was like, wow.
So here we are interviewing the Cartwright Sahab, aka Jason Shah. Hi Jason,
Hi.
Welcome to ETimes TV.
Thank you so much.
Right from Heeramandi to the office here. How is it?
It's amazing. It's a beautiful office. You're looking so nice today as well.
Coming to your journey into the showbiz, be it TV, be it films, be it web series, you started off with Fitur and then you did Bigg Boss. How did the transition happen?
I guess you get offered. I think Bigg Boss, I think, was after me for about 4 years. I never really wanted to do a reality show. The main reason being that title kind of gets stuck with you.
Totally.
And, and it's Bigg Boss fame, and I don't like titles. I don't mind character actors because character names like you get, because I've had so many. I was leaving Delhi once and one of the policemen at the checking place at security was like, "Captain Ross," and and I was like, "Oh wow, he remembered my name," and that's so sweet because obviously some of them don't know my real name, so I don't mind that. But I was a bit hesitant with Bigg Boss. Unfortunately, I got sick in it as well, so I didn't really have a long thing. But I would definitely say that Bigg Boss helped me get a lot of TV shows after that. I did a lot of shows like Barrister Babu, Chandrasekhar Azad, these kind of TV serials, which TV is amazing too because the scope is huge.
Yeah.
So you have an amazing fan base in TV.
Totally.
And I was able to work with a lot of actresses as well, Pranali Rathod, Anushka Sen, all of these people. So that's amazing because you see different people, different crafts, different processes. It gets tiring, I will say. TV it's difficult work. It's very difficult. But I'm thankful for it because I learned a lot of Hindi. It really sharpened my Hindi speaking. I learned a lot of words, that I never learned before. Like just as you said, pavitra, these kind of words you don't use in your regular day. And मेरे लिए तो बहुत अच्छा है कि थोड़ा सा मतलब शुद्ध हिंदी में बात करें. And I used to get lost, क्योंकि मेरा हिंदी शुद्ध नहीं है. It's very tutti frutti, वो अंग्रेज थोड़ा सा.
इतना तो शुद्ध है.
नहीं, I think वो बॉम्बे के लिए काफी है. When I go to Delhi, they're like इसका हिंदी थोड़ा ऐसे टपोरी जैसे ही है. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, But yeah, it was a great experience. I learned so much about film itself, camera, how it works. So I got a lot of, I would say, schooling in a way. So I'm happy. And now movies down south, web series, I think it's wherever the road takes me,
So, when we come to TV, the first hits, the first role that hits is Jhansi Ki Rani. And then the last role I would say that hits is Greenwood from Barrister Babu. So, tell me about that graph. I mean, I think all the roles have the similar tinge, but you've tried to bring a new essence with each of them. So tell me about that. How difficult is it to, still break through that box, which is quite stereotypical, and still deliver something new with each of them?
I mean, as you said, it's difficult because I'm continuously playing this British officer, and to continuously play a British man, more focused on a very one agenda of bashing Indians, and it's this horrible creature on screen every time. Those nuances, those small changes, I think it's part of the craft, it's part of your process. Barrister Babu, I think after Jasi, I was like, okay, Jasi was this very one-line, very evil person who anybody got a chance, just bash them up, always very intense. But with Barrister Babu, I kind of went into this almost comedic sphere where I wanted to kind of play a funny guy, a little bit. And it's the process of all the little, choices that you make. I had a completely different look as well. So I was like, because they want me to look evil. So I'm like, okay, I'll look like the bad guy, but I'll have these, little clicks and twerks and things that I didn't do. So it's just, you're just bringing new things. Yeah, it is difficult in some ways, but that's part of your challenge as well, at least for me in this country.
But somewhere, don't you think that you want to look out for now roles that are not oriented to young rays hair and go for something else?
Yeah, absolutely, and I hope the road changes from here. I was with quite a few people last night, and somebody's making a new movie, and it's in that process, and it's about cricket. And I was like, oh, cool, I love cricket. It was my first dream to be a cricketer. Oh. Yeah, I really wanted to play for India. But because of my British passport, I couldn't play Ranji Trophy. And I know you have to play Ranji Trophy to be able to do it. And I was quite good. I was a fast bowler. I was bowling at about 140 when I was 17. So that was, the first thing. And I was like, yeah, cricketer, let's do it. You can darken me a bit if you need to, And I'm always open. I think makeup and all of these things in the industry can always change your look in certain ways. And I think now, or what I'm hoping for, is that now I get into the creative space, that someone will write for a specific character for me. Whereas before, I am trying to get a job that has already been written. So I'm hoping that, as they say, yahan se rasta thoda change hoga.
But let's hope that but what would be that character that you want to put yourself onto now after playing so many roles which are quite similar?
As something for me personally, I don't really think it would be here. Maybe it would be in Hollywood, who knows. I would love to play a Russian gangster. It's always been something that I've really wanted to do ever since I've been an actor, because I've watched a lot of Russians. I can actually speak a very good Russian accent, English. There was actually something that was going to happen, I think, with Isha Gupta. And I had heart palpitations because I was like, Isha Gupta playing a role with me, and me as a Russian mafia, that's like two dreams at once. Because I think she's absolutely beautiful. So that was I was like, yes, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to come out onto the floors, or, But yeah, it's wherever it is. I know I can play a lot of North Indian characters, Kashmiris, from that side as well. So who knows? Let's see. I know that it's not going to be a problem when it comes to Hindi. And I think इसमें दिखाया गया कि if I have the script, मैं कर सकता है. जो पहले ऐसे तो मुझे लगता है कि लोगों को लगा कि नहीं यार इसके हिंदी बराबर नहीं है, शायद वो सब डबिंग में है. That he's a dubbed actor, Angrez. But now I think I've gotten so much good appreciation from Pakistan, which is crazy. But they were like, Aapka Urdu, and I'm like, it's amazing wherever you get that appreciation from all over the world. It's amazing, and I hope that I'm ready to go. I'm that kind of a person. I love working, so I hope from here somebody's like, I can do it for you, let's go.
So now that you've delved into regional cinema as well, regional content as well, is there any language that you're left with that you want to do?
No, that's a good question. I think Malayalam is probably, and Kannada are probably the other ones that I haven't really ventured into yet. But again, I'm ready. I know that I have that in me, that if it's a challenge, I like to tell people that if you can give me the script a little bit in advance, that helps.
Yeah, I tried the accent as well.
Yeah, and put on the, actually for this, in Heeramandi, Sanjay first wanted that very typical English Angrez tone, and I keep on thinking of Lagan, 10 guna Lagan. But then what happens when you do that is your words get very stretched.
Right.
And it sounds like you're purposely speaking slow, but that's because it's so accented. So I did that, and then I think after the first day he was like, nahi bhai, usko baat karne do, jaise wo karta hai, just try here and there. So like even with Faridan I say todo, something like, so
yes.
Put that little bit of an accent. Obviously मैं ऐसे नहीं बोलूँगा कि हाँ तो दे दे, you change it a bit to give it that little English curve. But if need be, I can always go more Hindi, more Indian, go towards more English. But yeah.
So any of the dialogues that you think अगर 10 गुना लगान वाले accent में होते तो कैसा होता?
I see, it's so weird because I think the tough part for a foreigner is the ta and the ra. So they say pard, instead of pad. So we say, tangri. They'll be like tangri, something like that. So those kind of things are, funny, I think. And when I hear them, I'm like, that's a joke, because I feel so Indian in those ways. But yeah, it's all with being here. I was born and raised here, so I think that's why, I get it. And I can do it. If somebody really wants it the other way, I can do that too.
So, coming back to your personal life, you recently, spoke about your breakup. How has it changed you now?
I think when you're with someone, whoever it is, I've had a few girlfriends that, things didn't work out. I think now I'm gonna make a better choice. I think instead of just because it feels good, I think for me that's where I was going wrong. Now I hope that I find the person that knows firstly what love is. I think everybody has a notion of what it is. I think people think love is a feeling. It's really not a feeling. You get beautiful feelings in love when you're in love, but to actually know what love is, it's a lot. It takes maturity to learn, to understand, and I think personally it's an action. It's something that you do. The feeling is the reaction that comes from that action. So all I can say is that I hope that I make a better decision on who it is, because I know that the next person, that whoever it is, I want that to be my wife. So it's that, it's
now
that
it's
step.
Reached the serious level.
Yeah.
But do you think that because you've dated previously, now do you think that ye nahi hona chahiye, ya I don't want this in my relationship anymore?
Honestly, no. It was a spiritual change with me. 2 years back, I said, okay, God, I'm going to give you my life. I'm going to do things differently. I want you to make the decisions. And it's changed everything in my life. I was addicted to a lot of things I shouldn't be, including smoking. I was a heavy smoker, more than 2 packets a day. Yeah, and that's a tough one to leave. And I know, there's so many addictions in India. Smoking gutka is one of the worst. It's horrible, and it's so hard to do. But there was just so much that broke away. And for me, God is love. And God has taught me about what love is and what love should be. So it's not thinking about me all the time. It's starting to think about you. And it's actually, there's a verse that says, love your neighbor as much as you love yourself. And I think if the whole world were to try that, it would be a fantastic and beautiful world to live in. But we've become so selfish, it's all, what am I getting? You know, does she look like, am I looking better because she's with me? It's always these kind of things, you know. Is my profile going up? Is my status going up? You know, it's, are my parents gonna like her? What about her parents liking you? You know, throw it off yourself. And I think if you do that, whatever you're doing, life is gonna give it back to you. So the more and more that you start to work in that exchange, instead of putting you at the center of the world, put other people at the center of the world, I think it will be a beautiful place to live in.
Coming to your childhood, tell me something about it. How has it been growing up here and in a completely different environment than what you would imagine
It's definitely different. I'll remember as a kid, I watched Tere Naam, and I grew, you know, long hair like that. Some people used to call me Nick Carter because that was the same shape, and they were famous at that time. And then obviously people used to say bhai, bhai, Salman bhai and all because of the, you know, the look. It's always, to be honest, what got me to speak Hindi and want to learn was I always knew people were talking about me behind my back. Right. And I was like, I want to know what they're saying. Let me listen in. So I started watching like Saas Bhau with my, you know, staff in the house. I used to go back into the staff room and sit with them in the night for like half an hour and watch TV. And sadly, I mean, I love my staff, but unfortunately they were Nepali. So I was learning Nepali Hindi. I was even the camera guy is like, oh no, that's why he sounds like this, because that's how, you know, that's what picks up, right? So they learned English and I learned like a very, you know, touch and go kind of a Hindi. But yeah, and then after that, obviously it has been such a beautiful experience. I love India because there's one thing about India. It is what it is. It's black and white. And it's in front of you. It can't lie. It might take some time to understand that reading of how to read that. But when you go to the Western world, everything seems perfect. Where maybe it's the same thing, just as, you know, complicated as India is. But in India, it is what it is. You know, the other day, I was buying a bottle of water and I said, bhai, do पानी का bottle दे दो और वो भी ठंडा एकदम कड़क. That guy's face, the guy standing, he literally was like, wow, you're in, and the person with me was like, I should have had that on camera. That was insane. Like that guy's face changed colors. So I've had so many you know, different moments like that, and that's the fun of India. That's the fun, is that, you know, I feel for me what's very special, which not many people have, I look one way. So the expectation is a completely different thing, and I'm able to get on that person's level really easily, become friends with them really, really, like it's seconds. And even my family members, they're like, you just have something about you, and I'm just Indian that way. I can just come down. Like I remember when I was studying in New York, as we were going out, normally in the morning to college, to the NYFA Academy, and I just picked up a newspaper and I picked up some Powerade and some chocolates, and we kept walking to the train station, and my American friend was like, dude, wait, you can't just rob that. You've robbed him. You're stealing. And I said, no, I'm not stealing. And he said, no, but you didn't pay. And I told him, yeah, but it's on a credit system. He was flabbergasted. He didn't know what a credit system was. And that guy was a Bangladeshi. And the first time I had bought and he fell in love with me. He was like, "Bhai, aap Indian ho, bata de Mumbai ka haal kya hai?" And you know, those kind of things. And you become friends so quickly, and there's a certain brotherhood.
Right.
That, you know, obviously we have our problems, but there's just an unspoken trust that comes from that. And I would do it. And I told my American friend, I said, once I get up to $100, then I give him $100 note. He's like, that guy will never do that with any American. I said, yeah, but that's the beautiful thing about India.
Yeah, he would say, "Abhi paise do."
Yeah.
Kal lene wale ka bhi aaj de
But,
do.
and even people standing, there were people standing in line for the shop, and even they were like, how is he just coming and taking what he likes and he keeps going? Like, who is this guy? Does he own this shop? So it's fun. There's so many different things like that.
So, your father is Gujarati. So, did you have that kind of a household where you really went for thepla, dhokla and khakra?
No, my father was actually more American in some ways than he was Indian. But yes, dokla, tepla, you know, you name it, laddus and the barfis, ever since I was young, have been a consistent, you know, table spread in so many. I love teplas personally. I even take them, you know, sometimes they're a little heavy on the, you know, butter and ghee side of life, so I have to watch out. But I'm not such a big dokla fan, but teplas I really love. And yeah, I mean, obviously I'm surrounded by Gujaratis in the community, and he's Kachi Jain, my father was Kachi Jain, so used to a lot of Jain food without, you know, the onions and, you know, all of that stuff. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's part of the culture. It's another part of, you know, Indian society, and it's nice.
So apart from thepla, what has been your go-to dish when it comes to Gujarati cuisine?
To be honest, not too much, because I eat quite a bit of non-veg.
Gujarati also do.
Yes, they do, but they don't eat it at home. They eat it secretly outside. So, I mean, I'm quite a big fan of non-veg, and I need it, obviously, to be able to sustain myself. But yeah, theplas is usually my go-to food. Like theplas with some good dal, I'm set. Not Gujarati dal, because they put sugar in their dal. But some Gujus can make some really good dal. Yeah, with cashew nuts and stuff like that. Oof. It gets heavy, but it's good.
Now that, you know, the stories are changing, there are so many love, romantic storylines coming up. Do you think that, would you want to put yourself onto some of those social dramas or daily soap dramas?
Absolutely, why not? I have no, you know, standoff issue with anything. You know, there's quite a few production houses that have wanted to work with me. I think a lot of the creatives have always wanted to work with me. They like, I'm not khud ki tareef nahi kar raha hu, but I think the creatives like my auditions and like the work that I present, but wo channel ke upar hi rehta hai. So I think the feedback is always, nahi humko bahut acha laga, but channel nahi maan raha hai. So it's, again, it's all doable. I have know that I can't do TV just because I'm on, you know, a different platform. I have nothing against anybody.
You know, with Barrister Babu, there was this hit and miss with a brewing love story between you and Pranali.
Yes.
Would you want to do something like that?
Yeah, why not? I think that would have, it was fun. I actually was starting to enjoy the show, but I think she had, at that time, if I remember correctly, she didn't want to be negative anymore. Because her character, I think, is quite negative there.
Very negative.
So she was a bit like, no, I need to get out of this space, because I think her fan following didn't want to see her like that, or something like that, as far as I remember. And but it was fun. So Damani, I think.
Saw Damani and Greenwood.
Yeah.
But so any such artists that you are really keen on working with when it comes to TV?
TV? I mean, there's so many good actors, so many good actors. I personally am a very big fan of Randeep Hooda. I really like him. I think he's Jimmy Shegal. I love these guys. Manoj Bajpayee, Nawaz. I would love to, like, even if it's just something in a character, I would love to do things, you know, with these kind of actors. I think there's the process that they go through. I would just want to sit there and watch them and, you know, do a little bit of dialogue bazi with them. It'd be so cool. But anyone, I think a lot of the TV actors that I've worked with, I think a lot of them are quite young.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are quite young.
Anushka, Olga, all of them.
But they're also, I'm so happy for so many of them. Like, I think in Jhansi, Trupti is now, she's doing like really well on some other TV show, which I actually was acting with the guy from that, from Chandrasekhar Azad. So I don't follow too much. I'm a little out of everything as far as media goes, but I sometimes see their Instagram handles and I'm like, awesome, they're still working and doing really well.
So you just said that you would love to work with Manoj Bajpayee and everyone. Gangs of Wasseypur has been the ensemble. If you were to be a part of it, which character would you pick?
Oh, I haven't seen it now. It's been some time. I'd be anything to work with Manoj Bajpayee. I mean, that one scene where he goes, kichik, kichik, I'll never forget it. I think I stood up. And I mean, I think we all stood up and were clapping. Most of those. Gangs of Wasseypur was amazing. But they're just, any character, any good character. What's his name? He's a great actor who's in there. The Butcher. He's such a good actor. I think it's the Butcher. Maybe I haven't seen it in a while. Tripati.
Okay,
Tripati.
yes.
He's an amazing actor. So I think I would play like a role like that. Yeah, I really like his acting. He did so well in this new movie that was out with, my God, I forget movie names. I'm really not good at it. Who was the actress? With Verma, I think. Anyway, yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, he's a great actor.
So, you know, now any message for the fans, what would you like to tell them as we wrap it?
Thank you guys so much. I really want to say thank you. Some of you are just so amazing. Like, I can't even, the dedication which fans have to making fan pages and stuff like that. There's just so much appreciation for you all. All I can say is that don't give up. There may be times and points in your life where you feel like you've got nothing to give this world. Don't give up. You've got a lot to give. Wait to find that special little spark and give it your best. Never give up on the dream, because not that I've arrived, but I've definitely come to a place where I finally feel like, okay, this is something that I wanted to do. This is somewhere where I wanted to be. So yeah, that's the message.